What is going on, all of you Mario fans out there in the world? I am Mega Am, so thank you for checking out this YouTube video. Whether you are a new or returning viewer, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you checking this out. And today I'm going to talk about a little game that's coming out that a lot of fans never thought would ever come back, and that is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, which is surprisingly, it's surprising to everybody when they announced it. It's getting a remaster, remake. I don't. From what I've heard, I think this is bordering more so remake more than anything. So I think we're in good hands here. But of course, it is coming to the Switch in just a week as of this upload. And I wanted to give maybe 5 reasons why you might be interested. I'm personally picking the game up myself, but maybe if you're someone who has, like me, who hasn't played the game before, maybe you're on the fence about it, I wanted to provide 5 reasons as to why you might want to consider it. So number 1, of course, is the presentation. Now, this game looks beautiful in action, as you can see. What I love about this, and I've looked back and forth between this footage here, which is the overview trailer for the Switch version, as well as the original GameCube version. What I really have liked aesthetically about the more recent Paper Mario games is that they make these games look like almost like dioramas. Like environments are made of paper. Everything just looks so cool that way. And from what I can tell, the original GameCube version of Thousand Year Door didn't really seem to do that too much. It definitely did, but they went to a whole other level with this game, which personally I really like that presentation. Of course, it looks amazing. It's one of those games that, because of its cartoonish art style, it's not like it's going to look bad necessarily. And just the colors pop really well. I imagine this is going to be a great Switch OLED game to check out. But just all the different environments and NPCs, just honestly, they look really good. They definitely look really good. I think Origami King, let me know, fans, in the comments below. I believe they used to have the white outlines around the characters, but they don't, or they kind of do, is very subtle, but not really much at all in this game. So that seems to be an improvement there. But besides the art style, of course, like, the lighting looks great. Really makes this game pop for sure. Like I said, on the OLED, it's going to be great. The music too, like, I was listening to just like the battle theme on repeat from that original overview trailer we saw, and it's such a good rearrangement. The cool thing is that Nintendo has confirmed that, you like the Super Mario RPG remake we saw not that long ago as of this recording, that you will be able to select between the new arranged, almost orchestral-like soundtrack and the original soundtrack. So that'll be nice. And they've updated a bunch of songs and stuff in there, so the music's going to be great, I'm sure. The art looks fantastic. So overall, the presentation is just like really colorful and charming with this game, so definitely looking forward to that, and you should as well. But number 2, to maybe be interested in this, of course, it's a video game, so we got to talk about the gameplay. And what's interesting to me about this game is that, especially as someone who's never played Paper Mario and who, just played Super Mario RPG with a remake for the first time, the action commands, as you're seeing here, I really make turn-based RPGs a lot more interesting to me. And so, like, having that in the original Super Mario, or the Super Mario RPG remake, and now, of course, being in these Paper Mario games, it's like, for me, that adds a little more variety instead of just like menu selection, do this. You know what I mean? It's like, it's cool to have some kind of time-based input to kind of, at least for me, as someone who sometimes falls asleep with these turn-based RPGs, to kind of like be more active, right? And there's a bunch of special moves you can do. Enemies will have different weaknesses. So honestly, it seems like, at its core, pretty similar to something like Super Mario RPG. I know Paper Mario fans are going to be mad at me for saying that, but there's obviously a lot of different things here. There are different badges you can equip, from what I hear, which is something that's very unique to Paper Mario specifically. And I mean, like, look at the gameplay in terms of like the stage. I love that it's like a stage play, right? Almost invoking that original Super Mario Bros. 3 theming of the stage play there. It's like they took that and made it into like the battleground for these different battles. So at its core, yes, it is a turn-based RPG with these different mechanics. The badges seem to change a lot up, in particular the different items you can get. So it seems even more extensive in terms of gameplay than something like Super Mario RPG, which, I mean, I'm very excited for, to kind of see how interesting they make it. And there's a bunch of different environments you can explore on the overworld, and just a lot to do. I guess there are different mini games and stuff as well you can do in different collectibles, like these star pieces here. So it seems like there's enough here to just not only just be the turn-based combat, which to someone like me is very appealing, and maybe it is to you as well. So that is number 2 reason to look into this game. Now, number 3 is, I mean, this is just from the original carried into this version, is the story and the characters. Now, from what I hear, these partner characters, like Goombella, for example, she's Admiral Bobbery, I think, is one of them. I forget the mouse girl. Like, these are supposed to be like really some of the best partner characters in all of Paper Mario. So just different. I love the different designs. They seem like really fun characters. The dialogue seems so witty. Like look at Mario's expression. This is the most expressive I think we've ever seen Mario, like in any of the games. Is in this game, and not even just Mario. I'm not going to spoil too much, but you can play if you've never played this game before. I'm aware of it because I watched a Let's Play years ago. You can play as other characters too. So there's a lot to this game. I hear Bowser in this game, the Paper Mario games in particular, is really really fun. And it just like it seems like it's obviously not going to be anything super intense, right? It's still a Mario story at the end of the day, although the RPGs tend to go a little farther with the story than something like the core games. But I've heard it's really fun, it's really charming, and the characters are great along the way. And so it's great, you know, after that interview, right, a while ago with was it oh, who was it? It wasn't Takahashi, was it? It was somebody. I don't think it was Miyamoto, it was someone else saying that like, oh, we aren't going to do unique Mario side characters anymore. And this remake existence is kind of, I mean, yeah, it's a remake, but it's backtracking on that and giving us the unique characters again. So that's great to see. And I mean, yeah, it's, you know, it's like you got to keep the side characters interesting to really push through the game. And from what I've heard, that and the story are pretty good in this game. So especially for an RPG, you kind of need that. So another reason to buy this game. But number 4, and this is a big one that is exclusive to this version, is the quality of life updates that Nintendo has confirmed through different press releases and hands-on impressions and demos with different outlets. I do want to pull up quickly. IGN has an article talking about it here. The main points seem to be, I mean, there's a big one I'll save for the end, but there's a feature where instead of having to go into, the menu to select your partner, there's now a ring. It's mapped to, I think, one of the bumper buttons from what I heard, and that lets you just very quickly switch your partner character on the fly because you only have one partner like Goombella, like the Baby Yoshi, like Admiral Bobbery at a time. You can only have one out at a time, and instead of having to go into the menu, you can use this ring and kind of like select it, which is great. This makes it so much easier. There's also different NPCs you can meet that'll help you. There's the Battle Master, who's a toad that kind of gives you hints on battles and lets you actually practice on some of them, which is really cool. There's also a new NPC about like giving like hints for different quests and stuff, so that maybe they're a little more cryptic. Ian Fumis is to give you some help on the side quests. There's a new badge there's a new badge that gives you access to the original soundtrack. That's how you access it. There's also new features like added art books and sound gallery, which is super cool. Which is really nice to say. And apparently this is the big one, but supposedly there is some new feature. I don't know if any outlet's confirmed. I just got this info. Shout out to Good Vibes Gaming, who had a quick little video a couple weeks ago talking about it. Apparently there is a new feature of some sort that essentially makes the infamous backtracking sequence in this game so much easier. Now, that is from Nintendo's words, so who's to say, you know, how extensive this new feature is? It might just be like additional warp points or something, I don't know. But I mean, that is really good to hear, because I know that is definitely, you know, that's considered a kind of a pain point of this game. Is there's one point, I think it's like later on, like maybe 2/3 of the way through the game. I'm not fully sure. I don't remember. It's been years since I watched the Let's Play, where there's this really infamous backtracking scene. So it's to be able to speed that up in any sort of way is great. I'm dreading that a little bit, and I hope it's not too bad, but I'm hoping it's at least something akin to like the Wind Waker HD with the Swift Sail and making some of that better, or like shortening the Triforce quest. I don't know if it'll be that extensive, but hopefully it's something to that degree that just makes it a much more seamless experience. So definitely a lot of new features with this. I'm calling this a remake. I don't know if it's fully a remake, but definitely let me know in the comments below what you think it is, because I think this is a straight up remake, even though it looks more like a remaster. I think it's a remake based on the stuff we're hearing about all these new features. So finally, one more important reason that you might want to get this game for is the legacy, right? Like I hinted at the beginning of this video, Nintendo fans never thought this game would get remade, right? There was that interview where like, oh, you know, we're taking Paper Mario in a new direction. There was Super Paper Mario, which is like a kind of a 2.5D platformer, you know, and then you had Sticker Star, which is like universally hated as not being great. Color Splash and Origami King are more like adventure games. I still hear they're decent though, but like there was some charm from what I gauged from Paper Mario fans. Like I said, I haven't played any of these games myself. From what I gauged from that, there was some charm and like some of the battle mechanics that are lost, right? No more RPG turns, no more, yes, unique characters. It's all toads and Goomba enemies that are just very standard or whatever. Like it's nice to see them go back and not even remake the original, although I feel like they should do that, but remake the fan favorite Thousand Year Door. Like that's huge, right? To show that, you know what, maybe Nintendo is listening a little bit, and maybe they're like, you know what, let's give this a shot. This is your chance to support turn-based RPGs for Paper Mario specifically, and I mean just Mario in general, right? I don't know how well Super Mario RPG Remake sold. I think it sold decently well, but this is your chance to show Nintendo, right? Vote with your wallet, essentially, to be like, if you want to support the turn-based gameplay for Paper Mario, this is your chance. This is what Nintendo's going to be looking at to gauge, all right, the next new Paper Mario, are we going to make it a turn-based RPG, or are we going back to the adventure-style gameplay of Origami King, which I don't think would necessarily be a bad thing, but I think this is almost a test, right? If you're fans, if you're interested in seeing this continue in terms of new games, pick this remake up. If you've never checked out Paper Mario before, like I haven't, and you want to give this a shot and you're vaguely interested, I would say give it a go, right? I mean, the thing with this game, the nice thing about it being a remake is that it's already justified to be a really, really good game. One of everybody's favorite GameCube games out there, right? Just generally regarded as like one of the best out there. So this is your chance to experience a game that's already known to be really well. And I know there's the whole 30 frames versus 60 frames controversy. I'm going to be honest, I really don't think a game like this needs 60 frames. It would have been nice because the original was on GameCube. And I know there's been some contention about maybe like the active time battle inputs are going to be a little delayed. I'm sure they've plays tested. I'm sure it's fine. It looks really good. And the fact that we're getting this at all is great. So that is going to do it for this video. Just a recap as to the 5 reasons why you might want to get into it. Of course, the presentation of this game looks amazing. It sounds amazing. And the paper aesthetic is really cool. The gameplay, turn-based, but you have a bunch of different active inputs and badges you can equip and just a lot of worlds to explore. So a lot of variety in terms of gameplay there. Third, the story and the characters, some of the best partner mechanics in all of partner characters in terms of all of Mario even, to be honest, and just like a very lighthearted, fun story that gets dark at moments from what I've heard, but still enjoyable for a Mario game and more in depth than you might expect. Number 4 being the quality of life updates, the new stuff, all the different things to make the original better and additional content. And of course, the 5th reason is just the legacy of this game, right? This is a fan favorite. And like I said, this is your chance to show Nintendo you are interested in this style of Paper Mario game going forward. So with that, thank you so much for watching, however you did. And let me know in the comments below what you think about, this remake. Are you interested? Are you going to pick it up immediately? Have you played the original before? And like, what do you think based on the overview trailers and press releases we've heard about this remake? What do you think? How do you think it's going to end up? Or if you've never played it before, let me know if you're picking it up now. But with that, thank you again so much for watching. I will catch you all on the next video or live stream. I do plan on live streaming this game shortly or when it releases, so stay tuned to the channel if you're interested in seeing a newbie play for the first time. But thanks again. I will catch you all later. Have a good one. Don't get a paper cut.